More on cell phones and the jolt delivered by the World Health Organization just 24 hours ago for the first time urging precaution about cancer. The news sent shockwaves of confusions as millions of people scrambled for answers for themselves and their children. And so we spent the day digging into the evidence and talking to the experts to bring new details and perspective. And Jim Sciutto is on the story again tonight.
In a California lab, a robot probe enters a simulated human brain, measuring the radiation emitted by a cell phone. The WHO's startling judgment that such radiation could possibly cause cancer has left a glaring question. If there is a link, why hasn't there been a worldwide increase in brain cancers now that billions use a cell phone? The most compelling evidence cited by the WHO is a multi-country study which found that people who use cell phones most often, an average of 30 minutes a day over 10 years, had a 40% higher risk for a rare brain tumor called a glioma. We learned today that the WHO also considered not yet released papers showing increased risk for another kind of cancer, acoustic neuroma, as well as tumor growth in the exact parts of the brain where cell phone radiation is strongest. Still, numerous other studies have tried and failed to establish any link. One even found those who used cell phones occasionally had a lower cancer risk than those who used landlines. So why the discrepancy?
The overall risk of developing a brain tumor, malignant brain tumor, is about 6 per 100,000 people per year. And so it's not a huge increase that you would now start seeing all of your neighbors certainly rushing to the hospital with brain cancer.
Tests like the one in the California lab show cell phones commercially available in the U.S. emit radiation within government safety limits. However, those very limits are in hot dispute. Researchers in Utah found that the radiation dose is higher inside the brains of 5- and 10-year-olds, shown here and here, than in adults, in part because their skulls are thinner. We decided to take our own look at radiation coming from our cell phones.
This meter is much simpler than you'd use in a scientific study, but at least it does show you how the radio frequency energy jumps when you use your phone in different ways.
And we watched it jump when we made calls and received emails.
It's about an inch away from your body at all times, but that's based on callers using a holster. They haven't tested for cell phones kept in your pocket like most of us do. One of the many questions, Diane, that the science has yet to answer definitively.